Hello everyone and welcome. I'll send some good vibes your way, you send some good vibes my way, and we will spread the good vibes around the world, around the universe, okay? So let's firstly start with a little bit of a channeled message that's coming through here. I wanted to have more of a focus for this reading today, like a goal or an outline, some kind of a plan. But every plan that I thought of, it just felt like there was a block to it, a block being placed there. So the message really that was coming through from Spirit is something that you might be experiencing at this time if you're going to resonate with this video, is that energy of there's not a plan in sight. And my goodness, that is very much a new earth energy. That's what we're talking about here on this channel right now, is those new earth energies. And there isn't a plan in sight. You can't plan so far ahead. Everything is moving. Everything is malleable. And it's because Spirit wants us to be broken out of those old systems, which were all based on pattern, subconscious, repeat, programming. You make a plan and you stick to it. Now, that's not to say that the human body won't operate off of patterns and things like that anymore at all. But what Spirit is trying to do in this new earth energy is encourage us to be in the present moment and to experience what is there for us in the now, to experience ourselves more fully by throwing out the plan and allowing us to flow. So that's what we're doing here today, is accepting that energy, embracing that energy. And I'm just showing up to the reading. You're showing up to the reading. Here we are. We're going to get into the energies. I'm a channeler, so I know information is going to come through. So let's just get excited about it and jump into the unknown together. So with these cards, I think I'm just going to do a little brief energy check-in so you can see, you might already know if this is resonating with you or not. But let's get a little energy check-in and see, is this you that we're talking to? What's going on in the life of the collective right now? Okay. Whew, the 8 of Swords. That's not what you want to see. It's really not what you want to see. But this is the kind of energy that we've been talking about right now, because it's that frustration. The 8 of Swords, you're trapped in fear, you're stuck in the house. Spirit is bringing through a message that you are feeling like you are caught in the glass house. So they're really bringing this through strong of, it's feeling like you're living in the glass house so everybody can see what you're doing. Or like maybe more eyes are about to be on you, or more eyes are about to be on something that you're doing, right? Like you're working on a project or a presentation or a new business, a new move, kind of putting yourself out there. And you have fears around that, fears around the next phase of your life, the next stage of your life. They're bringing through a judgment with this, like, what are people going to think? I do want to give you the reminder that if you're feeling judgment, it's only because you're judging yourself first, because yes, it is easier said than done. But when we jump into, when we're fully embracing ourselves, it can't matter about someone else's judgment, right? Fertility with the Empress, with the heart chakra fully opened here, and all this beautiful golden protection energy around her. Lots of ideas coming out at this time, but are you afraid to share them with the 8 of Swords on the bottom? So let's look at these and let's go a little bit deeper and talk some more. Third eye chakra. Yes, feeling intuitive recently, feeling like you have a lot of insight. You might be feeling some headaches or pressure. Go to a doctor if you need to. This is never medical advice. Oh my goodness, we have to say that. But you might be feeling some sensitivity because of your third eye chakra opening. They're really highlighting that light there, like an expansion is going on at this time. All right, we got power, which is strength in reverse. Ooh, but I love to see this balance in the upright right here. And then the new beginnings, that's the Fool in the reverse. Discontentment and boredom pulling up over here on the side. Okay. So you might be feeling For some of you, I'm getting the energy that you're stepping into new waters. Again, that's coming back through like with this card on the bottom. So I feel like that's about to be a huge theme here. Some of you could also be water signs. Yeah, you're stepping away from what is a firm foundation for you and having to step into something new. This has not begun yet. So this is like a job that you haven't started yet, or, you know, like a project that you're thinking about doing, but you haven't actually started. You might have started working on it, but that would be privately, like you haven't shared with it. You haven't shared it with others or spoken out about it to others. Let's clarify this Eight of Pentacles in the reverse. Positive movement forward is what it says. So you may be feeling like you're not making the positive movement forward that you want to take. I'm getting a real sense of stuckness, like not wanting to take the step. Yeah, truth. Are you wondering if that's true for you or not? And there is that card, fertility. Okay, but hope being here in the reverse. It's like you're lacking a little bit of a confidence in yourself at this time, and so there needs to be a little bit of time to build that up. You are discontent and bored with something that's going on in your life, collective. Wanting something more, wanting something new, that is the truth. Triumphant success. This is a new idea coming into your mind though with this. So something is about to shift in this situation for certain. Something is about to shift. So feeling a little bit out of your power at this time because you're moving into uncertain waters, doing something that's new for you, wondering about how people are going to perceive it, how people are going to perceive you. Will it be well perceived? Will it be successful? But with the balance card here, the justice card, things are going to be coming into balance for you. And this feels like a really quick energy. Like this idea with the Ace of Swords coming out is going to kick in quickly. You're going to be getting a download with the third eye chakra. And ultimately, it's going to help you to come into this Empress energy, which is the birthing. It's the expression of this idea, right? So you're holding back a little bit right now, but you're about to come into the expression of whatever this idea is. Okay, cool. So it's about to blossom. But again, the message was from Spirit to not overthink and not overplan. I'm going to keep going back to that Eight of Swords that was on the bottom. That's also an energy of restriction and mental restriction. Sometimes, especially because you have the Empress showing up here, sometimes people get so caught up in their mind and trying to figure something out in their mind that it boggles their mind and they become all mumble jumbled, and it's like they can't just spit it out. There keeps being an energy of just spit it out. So it's like you might need to share this idea, share this message, share these words, share this information with someone else to kind of bring it into fruition. You have to let it outside of yourself and kind of place it in fertile ground, if you will, because holding it in your mind and keeping yourself trapped in that Eight of Swords energy is going to do just that. It's going to keep you trapped in the Eight of Swords energy. So there's something here about jumping into the flow and jumping into the next step without knowing all of the answers, because that's how Spirit works too. It's a trust game. It's a faith walk. You don't have all the answers ahead of time for a couple of reasons. Well, for a lot of reasons, right? But the reasons we're going to mention here, why we don't have all the answers ahead of time, is because, yeah, how boring would that actually be? We think we want to know all the answers, and yet we're here to live a life and have an experience. And how boring would it actually be if we just sat down and already knew every moment of our lives? Well, that takes away the experience. That takes away the learning. That takes away the growth. It takes away the intensity of the good things and the bad things, the pleasure and the pain, the things that we grow from and the things that we want to grow towards. You know, it's a journey. It's an experience. And so they also do it because that's what helps us to build our faith in Spirit, in God, in God's guidance. And it also helps us to build our faith in ourselves, to know that we can make it through any circumstance, to know that we have what it takes, to know that we have the skill set to step forward and maneuver and navigate through anything that comes forward. Are some of you motivational speakers out there, or do you want to be? Because it feels like a really intense energy. Like we're just out here preaching or something. Okay. What is a beautiful message from this deck for this collective about their true energy, the true internal nature. Ooh, look at that. Serenity. Okay? I said that because you're in the Eight of Swords energy at this time. But your true nature that you can just return to is serenity. Value quiet days with only the rustling leaves breaking the silence. So for some of you, literally going outside and letting the leaves that have fallen crush under your feet, grounding yourself, that could actually be helpful. Clearing, get you more comfortable, get you out of that Eight of Swords energy, out of your mind, and ready to just release what it is that you have for the world. Because if God has given it to you and you feel good about it and you feel like you want to share it, it's because there's a message for the world that needs to come through you. Let's see, what can the collective do to support themselves and take care of themselves at this time? How can they get out of that Eight of Swords? It's always easier said than done, so let's get some advice. I love this card. All right, with this being on the bottom, there may be a friend that you feel comfortable speaking out to first. I'm also hearing something about work, so maybe something that you want to work with. It's like there's one person that you might feel comfortable approaching and starting kind of on a smaller scale than just letting the whole world know what's going on. So we have Find Your Haven. This card is all about finding your safe place. I am hearing the word fantasize. So, okay, to get yourself out of the Eight of Swords energy collective, what Spirit is encouraging you to do is envision your best outcome. Envision it. Daydream about it. Set yourself up to literally have a dream about it tonight. How do you do that? Asking Spirit to give you a dream about the best outcome, calling it in for yourself, allowing it, receiving it, doing a beautiful nighttime routine to get yourself in the space of receiving those dreams, because it's like a portal to the truth, to the future that you want to create for yourself. Find your haven, but they're saying safe haven. So there's also something here about setting safe boundaries and doing it in a healthy way, right? Because the Eight of Swords, there's a boundary of swords around them. But that may be you almost making yourself feel disabled emotionally because you're not setting healthy boundaries in the first place. Because Spirit is giving a lot of messages right now. So sorry if it sounds mumbled, but they're giving a lot of messages right now about too much information coming into you. Like too many cooks in the kitchen, too many different opinions, or just you even thinking about, what will your mom say? What will your dad say? What will your cousin say? What will your neighbor think if they know that you're thinking this way, you're doing this? Like, it's too much information. So set some quiet time for yourself. Find your haven. Maybe it's just under the blankets in your bed. Maybe you're going away for a weekend. Maybe you're taking a big trip. Maybe you just need to turn off your phone for a while. Be safe, do what's right for you, but find yourself some kind of a haven. And the earlier messages that they were bringing through was envisioning, fantasizing about the best outcome. So instead of the Eight of Swords being all of the thoughts about what could go wrong or what's not happening right, or how will you do this and when will that happen, connecting with the beautiful end outcome that you desire for yourself, because it acts as a string connecting you to your outcome, connecting you to the truth of who you are, which is the serenity that's within the spiritual realm. Look at those angel wings. You have angelic protection. You might be seeing the number 1111 as well. All right. You are worthy. I feel like they want me to read this card. So it is now time to practice speaking the words you have always longed to hear to yourself. Find a mirror and get comfortable. Look deep into your eyes and proceed to give yourself what you wish others had given you, particularly as a child. It may feel awkward, but stick with it as there is much healing in this practice. So this is changing the conversation. Like those swords that you see around yourself in the Eight of Swords on the bottom. This is changing the conversation. Because his hand is on his head. Man, he's tired of it. He's burnt out. His other hand is on his knees. And what Spirit is bringing through to me with that is that you have been kneeling down. This is a metaphor before other people, like looking for that approval and looking for that validation. In the traditional tarot, the 8 of Swords has the literal 8 swords into the ground, staked around this person. But there's always an opening where this person can walk out. So this is almost like a mental prison by choice, especially with it being the Swords card, because that's just the sign of air. You could dissolve that at any time. You could take off the blindfold. You could put your hand down and walk out of it. That's not to diminish your emotions of what you're experiencing, but it's Spirit wanting you to know that you can take power over this. Power is on the table. You can just flip it into the upright. And you do that by visualizing your best outcome, fantasizing about it, connecting with that end result so you're magnetized toward it, and feeling the fact that you are already worthy. Speaking those kind words to yourself. Instead of thinking about all the negative things that could potentially happen, think about all the wonderful things that could potentially happen. Because if you're going to be thinking all night, why not think about all the potential wonderful things? If it's okay to think about all the negative things that could happen, then why not think about all the wonderful things that could happen if you share what this is? Even if it's just sharing yourself in the sense of sharing your smile, talking to people more, you want to make friendships, drop something in the comments. Like the video, share it with someone, connect with people who are in the same realm as you, who are thinking about the same things, lighten your mental burden a little bit. Find your safe haven. And then it says, become aware. Create space today to connect with your body. Okay. After you've connected with your body, ask yourself what your body needs in this moment. Yeah. So becoming aware, the advice on how to get out of this 8 of Swords energy and into this power energy that's over here, getting it into the upright, is becoming aware of all the tension that you're holding in your body. Becoming aware also of the stories that you are telling to yourself, because you are the storyteller. You are the writer. Are some of you interested in rewriting your story as a technique for manifestation, as a technique for letting your past go, right? Rewriting a story to give a more powerful version to yourself, because the third eye chakra is here, so you know how to do it, and it's about to come in balance. You're supported by the angels here. Okay, so let's get some information really quickly on what is the outcome if you follow these steps. I want to get a little bit more self-care first as well. Listen, we can never have too much self-care. We can never have too much self-care. If you like the self-care, let me know in the comment section. You know what? People just say self-care, but what is it really? You gotta look into that, okay? We have clean your space. For some of you, you might just like to get busy, get moving. Yes, clearing your space. I'm also hearing clearing clutter, so like literally giving something away. For someone here, this won't be for everybody, but for someone here, giving something away that you don't need anymore is also going to bring you into connection with someone, right? It's like you put an ad out locally to say, hey, I have this item for free that I don't need anymore. Does anybody want it? And then someone comes over, and they're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're getting rid of this for free. I love this. I needed this. And you realize that you guys are best friends and you start talking and you live in the same area. For somebody, giving something away is going to somehow bring a connection into your life. That might have sounded like an interesting example. I don't know, but that's what Spirit brought through. So what else can they do for caring for themselves right now as they work through this? Family. And that came up a little bit with that might be something that you're concerned about, is what will your family think? So some of you could be connecting with your family. If you don't enjoy your family of origin, it might be your family of choice. Again, connecting with your tribe, your people, by being honest about who you are and what really pleases you and what really makes you happy. And then we have create art. I want to get a couple more. Some of you might be going to get new tattoos, or if you just got a new tattoo, that's just confirmation for you that this is your reading. Sing, okay, yeah, singing in the shower, but they also said singing bowls, so like a sound bath, Tibetan singing bowl sound bath. I also got a message that brushing your hair might be relaxing for you. And then also some of you have a pet, like a cat or something like that, where you like to brush their hair and it just feels relaxing to you and kind of helps you to zone out. And massaging. Maybe some of you are going to get a massage, but honestly, the message that came through was self-massage. You can even look something up on YouTube like self-massage or like, different pressure points that can just relieve stress kind of automatically. We do have sound healing coming through on the bottom that we just mentioned. So that might be important too. Okay, what is the outcome? Let's wrap up this reading for today for the collective. If they're able to follow these steps and get out of that Eight of Swords energy. Woo, King of Pentacles. So a stability coming in, money coming in. Some of you might also feel like you have to rush. Absolutely. You feel like you have to rush to make something happen. And if you're able to follow these steps and sink into your body and see what it needs and calm yourself down, breathe and take your time, you're going to feel a lot more calm about moving through these next steps. And you're going to feel a lot more certain that you're going to get the informational breakthrough that you're looking for. It is coming to you. But it's like if you stay in this Four of Cups energy, traditional tarot, this has a person sitting under a tree. They're frustrated. They're looking down. And the universe is handing them a cup, but they don't see it. If you stick in this energy, it's going to be much harder for you. The universe is always going to find a way to bring it in, but it's going to be much harder for you to get the information that you're looking for. Okay, so information wants to come through to you quickly. Someone wants to talk to you. That keeps coming through also. Someone that you would want to talk to. So the outcome is that if you can find a way to calm yourself and get comfortable, you will come back into balance more. You had the balance card, so your angels are supporting you to do that. The problem will no longer seem so big to you. You see that big boat over there and that little boat? Spirit is drawing me to that. So the problem feels massive right now and it will feel tiny if you can just take a moment to come into your body and ground yourself and relax and soothe your mind, give your mind a rest. King of Pentacles, so money could be coming in, stability could be coming in, definitely could be an offer from a person that likes what you're doing and wants to work with you. That's come up a couple of times. And then look at that. I mean, if there's any card that you want to use to end a reading on a high note, and you see we're shuffling right here, so there's nothing that you can do. This is just the truth. If you manage to listen to the advice from Spirit here today and put it into practice, the Six of Wands is what's coming for you. Man, and look, you have the knowledge, the Greek symbol of knowledge. Oh my goodness, knowledge, wisdom, success. The Six of Wands, it's success, it's victory, it's everything working out for you, and it's everyone around you knowing that it worked out for you. People are coming out to celebrate you. They're throwing the flowers at you. They're having a parade, a celebration. Okay, it might not be a huge real parade, but the people around you are going to notice the shift in your energy. They're going to appreciate what you're bringing to the table, whatever it is, Even if you're a stay-at-home mom watching this and it's just about stress at home, your family is going to notice. You're going to get a compliment like, thank you for doing that. For some of you, it's something at work and you're doing a lot better on your project than what you realize. And you're going to get compliments on that. This is accolades. This is people looking to you and appreciating you and seeing you. You're going to hear it. You're going to hear the good things coming through if you can walk through and calm yourself out of those energies. Okay? I hope that this was helpful to you. Don't forget to hit like so other people can find these videos. If there's anything that you want me to do a reading on, ideas for the collective that might be helpful for other people, go ahead and drop it in the comment section. I'm going to be reading those, and I look forward to seeing you in another video. Take care.